everybody? Sound check. Good. Let's get started early. I built the budget list first, so here for Teval. I like to move it from Madagascar, and I'm gonna have some fun when I edit this for like the highlights of the night. Hope you like, the lemurs from Madagascar. The reason why I call it that is every time you move a card from your graveyard, you make a 2/2 zombie druid. Funny enough, I don't know why they keep printing the word druid on things when like a year ago they said they were done doing anything with druid. So they just keep on bringing the creature typing back when they said they weren't going to touch it anymore. But I digress. On attack, we mill 3, get to turn a land from our graveyard to play, thus triggering the bottom ability. Now, the title of the deck comes from the fact that almost every single one of our synergy pieces moves themselves out of the graveyard. So we should always have action. In terms of archetypes, we got a lot jammed into this deck. We got a zombie theme, reanimator theme, and tokens. So if any of those kind of like scratch your itch, I might have a deck for you. I'm not going to talk too much about the, single target removal, card advantage, what have you, unless it offers a synergistic piece. I feel like synergy really gives the lists a personality, if you will. And we're going to do the budget version and then talk about the budget less version. I try to keep it around $100, and I built this list like when Teval was first spoiled, so it has increased in price since then, but I did have it under 100 at one point. First creature of the day, Enris Gloomstalker. On attack, we get to return a land from our graveyard to our battlefield, triggering Teval and ramping. Kinga, Shadow of Archdruid. Similar to Enris, only it's a mana more. We get to mill 2 cards, and from those milled cards, we could either play a land or cast a permanent that we milled. So super fun. It's also got a big butt, so we could stuff things out if we wanted to. Oddly, it has a snake on it, but doesn't have Death Touch. I thought that was kind of weird. Scare Tiller, another ramping creature. On attack, we could move a land from our graveyard to play. Narfi Betrayer King, this is an Anthem effect for zombies. And he can move himself from the graveyard to play with triple snow lands, which we have 15 of in the list. Dog Detective, on ETV we surveil 2, and then whenever someone draws the second card, we can bring him back from our graveyard to our hand, triggering our commander. Super annoying card. I played against that a couple of times, and then after like the second time of like dealing with him, I'm like, wow, it's a pretty good 2-drop for a common. Resembling Skeleton, so we constantly have something to have access to. Root Coil Creeper, it's a mana dork with some extra benefits. If we cast something from our graveyard, we can add 2 mana instead of 1. And then for a 2 mana inactivation ability, we could return something with flashback that's exiled back to our hand and start that loop again. So in a weird way, it kind of contributes to moving stuff from our graveyard in 2 different kinds of ways. Cult Conscript, similar to Reassembling Skeleton, it has a lot more restrictions in that a non-skeleton has to die for this to be movable, but we have zombie tokens. I'm sure that will die, and we'll replace the zombie token that we lose. Eternal Skylord gives our zombie tokens flying. This is one of our finisher spells. Lower the Curse, an Anthem effect, but also gives another form of evasion to our zombies. Gives them all menace. Undead Augur. This is one of the very few cards that trigger on tokens dying, i.e. they just have to be zombies. Bloodsoak Champion, as long as we've attacked. Actually, I think raid is when something has died. So go to main phase 2. We could activate the raid cost as many times as we desire, really. Brooded Cockroaches. When it goes to the graveyard, we pay 1 life, turn it back to our hand. We have to make a zombie off of it. Raoul Troubleshooter. One of my more fun cards. I force everyone to mill 1, and then on my turns, I could cast a spell from the cards that were milled that turn. We've got a lot of mill triggers, so we should have an abundance of options. Zombies gain Death Touch. At first glance, you don't think much of it, but no one wants to trade down with a token. So, like, the moment you throw Death Touch, people really think twice about blocking and just taking the damage. And it's a lose-lose scenario for opponents that I enjoy putting people in. Geralt Visionary Stitcher, another kind of like a bomb for 3 mana. Give all our zombies flying. Prize Amalgam. Super sweet card. Whenever something leaves our graveyard, enters, we get to bring this back with it. So we get 2 triggers of Teval. Trill Trekker Scout. If we expend 8, which is we spend 8 mana in a turn, we can move a card from our graveyard to our hand, triggering Teval. So he's a cool little mana dork in that department. Shepherd Rot, another finisher spell. We drain each player for the amount of zombies in play, so we got to make sure our life total is higher than everyone else's, and we don't kill ourselves in the process. Unless we want to end the game in a draw, which would be a total, I don't know, denial move. I don't know if anyone likes draws. Bloodghast. Everyone knows what he does. Just a nice recurable body to trigger our commander. Risen Executioner. This is another Anthem effect that could return itself, although it gets a lot harder to return with the more creatures that are in our graveyard. But my thought process is we have so many ways of moving creatures from our graveyard that we just save this for last, and if we have nothing else better to do, then we just pay a little extra mana. No big deal. Gravecrawler. This is a combo piece with another card that we have in our deck that lets us get infinite zombie tokens at the cost of a life. So that, and it's also just a nice body that we can move in and out naturally. Have and go Lich. For 1 mana, we can cast any creature from our graveyard. Yeah, thanks, man. I started early. It's uncommon for me. Champion of Limehole gives our board evasion, triggers on tokens coming into play. So Champion will get really big, and then we get to just swing all out without fear of losing any part of our board. Ramonex Excavator to trigger a commander by moving lands from our graveyard to play. It's a pride. Lost Monarch of Ifnir. Another kind of moving piece where we give our zombies Afflict. We put our opponents in a lose-lose scenario. They can block and take 3, or not block and take whatever amount of damage. I imagine it'll be 3 or more. But regardless, we get the bottom paragraph no matter what. A zombie deals damage, either from Afflict or physical contact, and we get to bring a creature from our graveyard to hand, triggering Teval. Bristleblood Farmer, a little bit of a reach, but comes into play. We get 2 foods, and then when it attacks, you get sack a food to mill 3 and return a permanent back to your hand. So you kind of get 2 pieces. I really wanted as many cards as I could that have the words mill and move a card from the graveyard, because those are both things we want. And I think I accomplished that. I got a bunch of those in this list. Hard to find, because most of the cards that have the word mill written on them, they're incredibly expensive now. Orange Frostfang, again, drawing cards is nice, but giving ourselves Death Touch and making people think twice about, put my opponents in a lose-lose. I like doing it. Death Marin. We have 3 different ways of giving all of our stuff Death Touch, and then one of them's an Anthem effect. What more can you ask for? Marin of Clan Eltoth. It's an oldie and a goodie. I feel like Marin's like slowly fallen out of favor. It's kind of sad because it seems like returning just one thing isn't good enough, let alone having it happen on end step where you don't get a lot of opportunity to use said thing you bring back. So certain things are good, like anything with an ATB trigger is desirable in a Marin situation, which most Marin decks are, but our deck isn't too heavy in that department. So we're just using it to get something sweet back and get a Teval trigger. Well, Droltha is probably an A-lister in this list. You can move multiple things from our graveyard, and we get multiple zombie tokens. Probably one of the best things you could tutor for. If you're not tutoring for the 2 combo pieces, which is Gravecrawler and Warren Soul Trader, then you should get Muldrotha if you only get a choice of one. I have a couple of tutors that let you get 2 cards, and we just get the 2-card combo. Blossoming Tortoise, it's a mill trigger and a movement trigger. 6, a mill trigger and a movement trigger. The movement trigger in this one, however, is super good. You give all your permanents retrace, so to do that, you just have to discard a land, and you can cast said permanent from your graveyard. And you can do that as many times as you want, as long as you have lands in hand. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. You don't know what's in that deck if he's got 30 plus clones in there like mine. And you just don't see another turn. I do like decks that are like that, where it's not a guarantee, but you're playing a game of statistics. And statistically speaking, if you have 30 plus clones in Gyruda, you go 4 cards deep, the odds of you hitting it is really good. And you've experienced that to agree. I think it's like in the 70 percentile or something like that. It's pretty wild. I rarely miss in that deck when I do play it. Final parting is that one of our couple tutors lets it search for multiple things. We put one on our graveyard, one in hand. You'll always put Gravecrawler in your graveyard, and you'll put Warren Soul Trader in your hand. Buried Alive, it's a little more niche. This is more of like a value pick. I'd probably pick up as many of my self-recurring pieces, like the reassembling skeletons of the deck, and just dump them all in there so I can get multiple triggers with Teval. Draw's Orders just lets you pick 2 cards. One goes to the graveyard, one in the hand. Same as Final Parting, just a mana cheaper. I think this card's a steal for 88 cents. I feel like this should be played more. Yeah, CMC wise, it is expensive, but it's a $100 deck, so we're gonna make do with what we got. In my next list, the budget list version, I got a lot of expensive stuff in that. Mimic Vat. I haven't went out of my way to include a Mimic Vat in a long time, but the reason why I love it in this list is it passively gives us movement from our graveyard by exiling our stuff. And then when the next thing is exiled, it just re-enters the graveyard. No harm, no foul. So like, the best ways to like get Teval triggers are when they're free, and the only way you really could do that is with lands. But you have a cap limit based on how many lands you're allowed to play. Mimic that, there is no cap to that. You just need shit to die. And like even if things die at the same time, there are triggers that go on the stack. So like one resolves, Teval triggers, the next trigger goes on the stack, resolves, the original creature goes back to the graveyard, and then a new creature goes under. and you get a shitload of zombie tokens. If this is one of the scenarios where you attack with all your stuff with like reckless abandon and you don't care if they die because they'll just replace themselves plus more. If you want to talk about lose lose, that's like a mega lose if you block. Obelisk of Erd. Creatures of the chosen type get +2/+2. I love it because as Convoke, we just tap our stuff down and choose zombies. Strands of Night, since we have so many like land shenanigans where we can just move lands from our graveyard, I feel like sacking a swamp is no big deal. Pay 2 and 2 life, return a creature from graveyard to play. Chthonian Nightmare, it's a steal for 74 cents. We were just going to be using this to loop 2 creatures around in our graveyard, and we will make Teval triggers as much as we have even mana, if that makes sense. So if we have 8, we make 4 zombies. Hopefully we get something of like value in there to mix in, so we're not just making a 2/2, but criminally underplayed rare. Oversold Cemetery, an upkeep trigger that moves a card from our graveyard to our hand. Palace Siege does the same thing. A lot more expensive for 5 compared to 2. Undergrowth Recon moves a land from our graveyard to play. Insidious Roots gives all of our zombies, or just creature tokens in general, the ability to tap. And then if a creature should leave our graveyard, we get to put a plant and then a +1/+1 counter on each plant. So we could make a pretty lethal board with our creature package. Screams from Within. Now this is a card that you will not find in EDH rec or other deck lists. I kind of got deep in the search engine with this. When an enchanted creature dies, you bring it back and attach it to a new thing. So hopefully the board's just littered with 1 toughness creatures and you could make a shitload of zombie tokens. Teval does not care about the type of card that leaves your graveyard. It just has to be a card. And this enters and leaves in abundance if there's a lot of little shitters in play. Phyrexian Reclamation, pay 2 and 2 life, return a creature to hand. Walk-in Closet's got a little extra oomph to it. We can pay 5 mana for the door to get some extra reach into our graveyard if we have excess mana. It's a nice little synergy piece. Ripples of Undeath. This is another one of those cards where we both mill and move a card from our graveyard at the cost of 1 mana. Pretty sick. A little overpriced for $8.63. There is an enchantment I didn't get to add to this. Like I said at the beginning, I made this when Teval was first spoiled, and I didn't know about the enchantment that lets us move lands from our graveyard. Glacierwood Siege. I think I can make room for that. Zero card are really just not obsessed with. Probably Marin. I could give up Marin. The nice thing about like Glacierwood Siege is it has both of the triggers are super good. If you already have one of the effects that lets you move lands from a graveyard to play, you just pick the other one and start milling yourself. And I'm going to make that change in this list so I don't forget. Yeah. Yeah, it's super sick. You can use it on your own stuff. If you want the name of that, it's Screams from Within. Use it on your own stuff and get the infinite combo that way. Now the more expensive version. Let me organize it by price and just talk about the stuff over $5. The biggest changes was just card quality. Um, we don't have to play things that we have to wait for summoning sickness anymore. So I cut all those in favor of, not dealing with tempo issues. Because I mean, all this sounds great and dandy, but I don't want to wait till next turn. I don't want to wait till next upkeep to get a trigger. I don't want to wait for summoning sickness on a lot of these to get my triggers. So I cut all that shit out, and you get the much stronger version of the list right here. Cooled Great Worm. I wanted to add some more oomph to our finishing power, and it's also a threat that could recur itself. Whenever a creature deals damage, we put that many counters on it, and then should Cooled Great Worm find itself in the graveyard, we could remove 6 +1/+1 counters and bring it back. Got Hedron Crab the mill ourselves. We're going to go for the Steward of the Harvest plays and try to hit her Strip Mine, give all of our zombies the Strip Mine activated ability, and Strip Mine our opponents out of the game. Thought it'd be fun to try that out. Scarab God. It's a little like I just lectured like why I didn't want the upkeep triggers, but I thought this was worth it. It's a body that moves itself from the graveyard, giving us a trigger. It also has an activated ability that moves bodies from our graveyard, giving us a trigger. And then it has a really sick scry and draining effect based on the number of zombies we have. Hard to ignore. AC for, we move lands, drawing cards is good, getting additional land drops is good. Borrowgoyf. I paid a pretty penny for this on Moto. It's like $14. This is like the most expensive thing I bought for this deck. Has like the Tarmogoyf stat block, and then whenever it deals damage to a player, you mill them any cards, and you get to return something from your graveyard to hand. It has lifelink and death touch. I want to see how good it was, if it was worth the price tag I paid. I kind of went a little crazy with this list. There was a lot of cool, unique stuff I wanted to try. Colossal Grave Reaver. On ETB and attack, you mill 3, and then whenever one or more creatures are milled, you get to put one of them into your battlefield. Yawgmoth for free sack outlet that does something more. Gives us card to draw, blinks off people's creatures. Undead Wartrief because the Anthem effect's really good. Crowderhoof to finish people off. Overlord of the Balemark gives us a mill trigger and a movement trigger. Dread Return isn't a bad pick for like the budget version that I decided to throw in this. I like the flashback cards because if we mill them, then we still have access to them. I want to give that a try, see if I like it. Head Shredder. Also a card I could have included in the budget version, but I think why I didn't really want to do this too much is I was getting kind of greedy in the deck construction of the budget version. I was like, if I hit 2 lands or multiple lands when I mill something, I only get 1 Teval trigger, but that's still a lot of value of just mana ramp that I probably shouldn't have overlooked and shouldn't have been greedy about getting tokens. But when I was building this, I built it much later, and I was like, man, that was stupid of me not to include. So I'm going to play it in this list. We had Eldrazi Monument. Makes our board indestructible. We are a go wide strategy, so we're prone to board wipes, and this kind of fixes that problem. And it makes our stuff evasive and stronger. Alter Dementia, if a board wipe does happen, we just mill ourselves, or we mill someone else out, depending on how many cards they have left in their library. 1 ring for a tempo play. Same with Cyclonic Rift. Beastmaster Ascension, I feel like we could consistently get to the 5+5+5 and make a scary board. Ghoulish Impetus, this was a fun kind of card. We goad someone's creature. When the creature dies, we return Ghoulish back to play attached to something else. So in the dream scenario, we equip it to the player to our left. That creature and theirs dies. We equip it to the creature in the center players. That creature dies. And we just go down the line and go in a big circle until, per revolution, the ideal thing is we make 3 bodies. And our opponents are beating on each other. Teval's Judgment. We only get 1 trigger per time, but the triggers are cool. Drawing a card, make a treasure, make another zombie. Tortured Existence. It's kind of fun for 1 black. We just juggle 2 creatures in and out of our graveyard, and for every activation, we make a zombie for 1 black. Super good. Defense of the Heart to hold the table hostage. It slows other people's game plans from playing 2 creatures, and if they play into it, well, then we just win the game. So every time someone plays into this, I think they're the biggest idiots have ever walked the face of the planet. But it happens. I want to be that guy that people walk into. Attrition, a funner sack outlet that interacts with the board. And these are mostly just for fixing, but like I said, we're going to go for the Field of the Dead / strip mine play with that 1 creature that gives all our stuff that ability. It's going to be kind of fun. So, with that out of the way, we've only been talking for I did start early, so 30 minutes, not bad. Sound check. We're golden, so let's play. Whatever lobby I find first is what we'll play. I have a level 2 and a level 3. This might be a make my own lobby. This is the budget one, so I'll just say level 2. Oh man, the clock really low. I feel like 30 minutes scares people off. Interesting that this guy wants to play 1-on-1 in bracket 2. Usually when I see these, I join them. These 1-on-1 with the low brackets, they're just a Voltron list that just fucking whomps you. What's the chat here? Damn it. Made it invisible. It's not what I wanted. Or Controlia, yeah. That's another classic. Oh. A little bit of a sluggish start. So I can make it work, but I don't have a blue source, so yeah, let's just not do it. Ain't worth the risk. Which of cards I can't play for a bit. We're gonna go one more. Got some balls with the mulligans. Alright. Ain't ideal, but I'm not gonna go any lower. We're against a Hagla. Hey, another Teval list. And Hellish Norn. Or are you gonna keep all the synergy pieces and not interact? It's not even like we can interact well. We got one piece in our hand. Might as well go balls to the wall. Face the chub. Hey, we got another land. That's what I'm talking about. Lead off with Land of War. This produces nothing. A white. It's useless. Hopefully the guy on the left plays a black source, and then we can play Bloodghast. If not, we go Reassembling Skeleton instead. These fell in my popcorn bowl. You know what? Now I don't want to play Mimic Vat because it helps this guy out too. That's a bummer. So I have a dead card in my hand. It's unfortunate because it's normally a high performer, but I don't want it to be a high performer for two people. Unless it's a May trigger. It's a May trigger, so okay. It's not a dead card. I hope I inspire the Teval player a little bit. Or the other one. He did play a black source, so. Save the life, I guess. Play the skeleton. Nice. I love that frog. He's pretty good. A Alchemist Refuge. It just rips a land off the top, whatever you hit first, and then it gets put into play. Hellish Norn punishes Small attacks, I think. If you go for chip damage, it's bad juju. I think it throws like, yeah, pay 2 life unless they pay 1. So you want to either hit him with one really big creature for chip damage, or you kill him in one shot and the triggers like fizzle on the stack. We did get Draw's Order pretty early. Hopefully we get another land, and then we could close this game out really early. Is this a frog deck? It'd be hilarious if this is a frog deck. I mean, why else would he be running Vanquish or Banner? Would not have expected that at all. Guy in the middle is playing on hard mode. I don't know if that's really a tier 2 deck. I'd say that's like tier 1 if you're for real with that. There's not a lot of frogs. I think like 50% of all the frogs ever printed were from Bloomburrow. The other, like, from like sporadically different sets, like I think the second closest is like Innistrad, and like the several blocks has had a couple of good frogs. Damn it. Didn't find the land. We buried alive and just get other creatures. I mean, that would turn on Oversold Cemetery a little sooner. Yeah, let's do that. It's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. All right, we are gonna just get our rinky-dink things to. Ooh, prize amalgam's perfect. And probably crawler. Dog detective. Yeah, why not? Now our sold cemetery. I guess I could have gotten a bigger thing for sold cemetery. That's kind of dumb with me. Should have put Moldfroth in the graveyard. But I couldn't cast it. I think this puts it in my hand. Yeah, forget it. I'm not too broken up about that decision then. I could put a mana dork in my graveyard, but then I'd be in the bind that I'm still in. I would have to deal with summoning sickness. Oh, sure. Get the surveil trigger. Look for lands. If we don't hit a land drop here. We get the land. We're definitely playing our commander. Falling behind in ramp. We are 4 turns behind the middle person, 2 turns behind the left person, and 2 turns behind the right player. And it could get even larger if he's got another land drop. Nice. You could bounce the frog that pulls out a land off the top. That's kind of cool. It's a little bit bigger too. Oh shit. Throw counters on each frog that entered. Missing a white source though. Block that here. Every day. Hopefully he doesn't have like an exile graveyard effect, and I'm just falling into this trap really. Oh, it triggers on permanent too. Damn. Did not know that. It's pretty wild. I mean, it's 1 less damage, I guess, but holy shit. That was just like 2-player. If I hurt any of his things, it's bad juju. I don't know if I really agree with this. Kind of like, you've already disincentivized a lot of people from attacking you. Like, do you really need another reason? Seems like a wasted slot to me. Shit. Not good. We need a land, like yesterday. We might lose this based on how we draw it up. Epic timing. I guess we just leave it as is. I wouldn't mind a rampant growth. It's a passenger in this game. He's just casting it for nothing, so he could get a judge trigger next turn. Forgot that's a Dark. In the setup, he could have. Oh, this is the same thing. Never mind. Let's put a counter on Helga in the lookout. Oh, I didn't notice that there's a scavenger grounds in play. That's really shitty. Note to self: don't fill our graveyard too much. For being a fringe tribal list, he's doing pretty well for himself over there. But also, I did say 50% of the frogs are from Bloomburrow. This is from Ixalan. The others are not. Why does it keep asking me priority? I can't tap this. Oh, it's a forest now because of Yavimaya. That's why it was asking me. Yeah, I think he just played it this turn. Actually, I think he got it off the lookout play. Man, all that stat block and no toothbrush. Thankfully, the scavenger grounds is a one-time trigger, so you need to be holding on the monarch for a long time. We can do that better. No sense in hurting myself. Today, just to know I'm real. We're gonna attack someone. Let's bump uglies with the guy on the left. We're buddies. We want the same thing, he and I. This zombie druid token looks pretty sick. Not much zombie in there, I can tell, but he wasn't live. What do you mean? Ooh, we got Wonder. Well, I feel like Wonder may have incentivized the guy in the middle to pull that scavenger grounds trigger a little early. Oh, nice. Mm. To keep in mind that that dart frog that's currently tapped has reach, and he can pay 2 to give it death touch. So hope we don't forget that if I ever attack his way. I really want to save my grave crawler. Yeah, his dog detective kind of helped me out a little bit. Granted, I surveilled and the next 2 cards I needed were on top, so yeah, it's pretty brutal out here right now. I'm playing a lot of them. This budget version. Think I really hope this guy doesn't use the grounds yet. The Bat Crypt. Focus on getting the trigger or just more of the same one of these triggers, if that makes sense. I'd rather have something to trigger him than more of the same thing. But that's personal preference. I understand why people would want to play it. There's also a couple of other good ones, like you could play Tormund, you could play Chalk Outline, and there's one more that does that too. Gives you a body for something leaving your graveyard. I guess Insidious Roots does it because you have plant. Or I could have sworn there was one more thing. One more thing. You could save the Scavenger Grounds when I go to try and cast Gravecrawler. Wait till white players end step. I love this card. I use it in my Urani deck to flicker him and shoot things for a shitload of damage. Yes, yes, you use all your mana. He needs 3 to use Scavenger Grounds. Ooh, still energy. Nice. Yeah, this guy's seen a lot of cards already. It's usually the person that sees the most cards, plays the most cards, that wins. And this guy's like leagues in front of everyone. You let the scavenger grounds mana up. It sucks. The scavenger ground mana up and plus something else. Enough to play Instill Energy. It might be a big expel instant, like Dowsing off. Or he draw a shitload of cards and he can shuffle back in blue suns, yeah. I guess he could have left mana up for the Dart Frog. Give it poison and block a flyer. Because you just shit or get off the pot. There we go. Alright, let's see if he gives me the Gravecrawler. Nice. See if he gives me the prize amalgam. I haven't seen prize amalgam since modern days when people play dredge, which isn't even in modern a deck anymore, I don't think. Nice, we got that too. Not in step. Noted. Not as good as I thought it was. That was same time. Damn it, my blue sources are a little tied up right now. I would like to leave one up for stubborn denial, but I can't. That's how that works. It's the one downside of filter mana. I got two of them that are kind of not helpful. Got a lot of black in my hand, so we probably want to swamp. Why does it do this? These like sneak in my decks all the time. It's really annoying. Can't hit him. He can block and kill my thing. He can give this death touch. Damn. No fun to be had here. I don't have the 2 mana to pay. Give the amalgam too. Well, at least I get to salvage my infinite combo here. Play anything in my hand, anyways. If he ever doesn't have enough for Scavenger Grounds, I will tutor for the W. Well, it's not a guaranteed W because I have to wait for Revolution on the table to win. This Windborn Muse makes it a little challenging too. Yeah, I'm not gonna block. Sure. Just hit me already. Make it some water. Get to me. This board state's just crazy. Really good. Super much. Wait till this guy starts. Slash. Yawn. Felt kind of weird. It's like you couldn't suck in enough air. Say no. And the left is keeping up in cards. He actually sold past. Nice. So you gonna pull a scavenger? Oh, future spells and this gives frogs a stat increase. See Ata. Through this turn, and then get something drink. Ominous deck. Like spaghetti. Being able to play at flash speed. I get to untap him too. Wow, that's really dope actually. He could activate this multiple times. Ooh, nice. It's turning all the creatures on the right side into frogs. He doesn't have to pay mana to attack him. Can't feel good replaying this at true speed though. It's a really good blue spell. It's on flavor for his deck there. I'll let the white player. I probably would have went at the left player for how many cards he's seeing, but maybe he feels confident because of the scavenger grounds. That could be a good reason actually. Why he's being on the right player. Swordsing. Trying to. He's got 7 cards in his hand. I'd be surprised if this, goes off successfully. Good. Huh. Wonder why I took the time to untap it and stuff. ESS enchantment lets him block 2 creatures. Wow, a lot of premium cards being used. That polymorphous chest was kind of a waste, I think. Oh, this is good too. It's a copy his frogs. I was wondering how you got 2 of these in play. What the hell? I wasn't aware that the frog synergy in Bloomburrow was all about flickering stuff. Weird. Yeah, that was a big waste of time. I mean, Get some very important cards out of this dude's hand. Like, he can't board wipe and save his board at the same time, I don't think. Banding. Ooh. I haven't seen a card with banding in a long time. I feel like we should attack and see if we find a land. Because it put him tapped. Yeah, because it's tapped, so it doesn't really matter, but still think going to combat first. Seeing some cards before I tutor or whatever. Probably wise. Offer some dead things up. Root cockroaches. Bell siege. We do not want to put the grave call under that. No. I learned my lesson from earlier. Listen, leave a blue out for stubborn denial. We could Resembling Skeleton instead. Not bad. The backside of this too. It's a board wipe for everything but his own stuff. So it's cool. Exodus. This guy's doing all the fun stuff and Multani. It's a hard pick. I really don't use my Stubborn Denial unless I absolutely have to. Like it's a game winning play of some kind. Just doing his value plays. Get out of here. Sending it all at the middle player. Feel kind of bad. I feel like I only hit the guy in the middle because he was the only vulnerable one. And maybe that's why he's hitting him too. Is like there's just not a safer attack. He wants to keep his permanents. So do I. Damn, he's just dumping it all on him. Which I'm not even like I'm the least concerned about him. Maybe it's because of the scavenger crowns. He doesn't like what's going on. Why he's beating on him. Kind of trying to force his hand to use it. Dragons. I It's huge. No. Talk about decks here. Ooh, smooth. The mill player is not happy. He's pissed. Let me rotate myself here. He just surrendered and rage quit. As soon as I moved away, he had to say one last thing going out the door. One. Oh my god, he's still in here. I thought he was just joking. No, he's pissed. He's super pissed. I haven't seen someone this upset in a long time. Just kind of walling himself up back there. Okay. Well, there's no point in playing. Let me get this off. Yeah. The middle player was super pissed because the left player beat this guy to death, and he's just upset about it. Most of like the curse words start out because obviously I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube, so he has quite the colorful language in here. But I could guess. The final phrase is eat 4-letter curse word, you 7-letter curse word, toxic pile of 8-letter curse word. I think I know the first one is shit, and then the second one is fucking, and then the last one is I have no idea. I have no idea what the last one is for 8 letters. I don't know any 8-letter curse words. What's also weird is dilute. Like the guy on the left is not being toxic at all. You're just playing the game. How it was meant to be played. And inducing rage. But he's hoarse with rage. Action. I just want to get a trigger. So we'll pay 2 and do the thing. See some cards. Make some decisions. Forgot to activate Assembling Skeleton. Not that I'm all too terribly concerned. There's a lot of like ridiculous shit going on in this game. We're gonna use this man. It's been kind of clunky. Didn't hit a land. Oh, this flies too. I'm going to kill the Windborn Muse then. Was not expecting that part. Was expecting him to hold on to that for a while. I guess I could get it back to my hand on upkeep, so we'll just leave it there. This trigger is for to put this on so the Gravecrawler goes on first. Bigger damage. Yes. Yes. I should have. Now I have the Windborn Muse. Which is good because I don't want to get beat on by, all that bullshit over there. Sounds dope. So I have exactly 3 mana. It'll sound on 2 tokens, but it's a-okay. I need to stop on Diluted's beginning combat step so I can put the Windborn into play so this guy can't beat on me. He could, but not as easily. It's kind of a mistake. Double blocking me. I don't know why he did that. Kind of gave me an answer to what's going on over here. I thought he was creative by killing my commander, but always get it back. Yeah, we drew it up badly. Cost us a lot of this game, unfortunately. This guy on the left's got a pretty good commanding lead right now. The dragon? He's gonna block the dragon. He gets to keep it too, because he's got whatever it's called. Mother. He could actually block two things with this. Why not? So still six. No, we're keeping Windborn. That's like the best thing we could ask for. Hopefully, we find another way. Big player might run out of time. Steward. Uh-oh. The Vagadeem's in here. The Vagadeem's probably the best thing. Just make a shitload of black mana. You also pick Surveil land, so now all of his creatures surveil one. It's pretty slick. This guy only has 32 cards left in his library. I might be able to mill him to death. So they tap for all colors, and he could search for a basic. Nice. It's a lot of text. Bill milling himself, going for broke. That's what I like to see. You could stall him out long enough, that'd be pretty wild. Gerard. Ugh. He could throw his Nicholas and deal 24 damage to someone. I want his disciple Ebolus. He found the line. GG. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's each opponent? Shit. Does he have enough mana? He does have enough mana. Never mind. We die here. Yeah, he needs to deal one more point of damage here. This would do it if he's got another basic. Yeah. Well, GG. So he activates Gerard. His Nicholas has got a shitload of power and toughness. And he translates for 30. Good game. Moving on to the budgetless version. That was a rough game to sit through. I like to move it. I like to move it a lot. I didn't do much movement that game. Stumbled a lot in lands. Yeah, 3. Perfect place. Show off what we got. Oh, open my secret layers I had delivered today. I got Deadpool and about 2 others, so I didn't have to pay for shipping. The other 2 is Garden Boats, which I actually wanted, and then the Luke Pearson one. I was like, I'm not a big fan of Adventure Time, but there's at least one card in there that I play, and that's Witch of the Moors. Bonus card is Tomb Tyrant. Pretty sick. Lord for 4 mana. Sack creature, turn zombie from the graveyard to battlefield. Activate only if it's your turn and control 3 zombies in your graveyard. A little boring, but the cards that are in this is Shia, Soul of the Wild, Elish Reclaimer, Faro, World Shaper, and Horn of Greed for my full arts. I'm a sucker for them. Just can't help myself. Ooh, Bellow. Some of my favorites. Ishiki. Fun. So it's like a 50-50 deck and a colorless deck. Well, my Ghoulish Impetus will be super strong against him, so we're going to keep this hand. It's like a silver bullet to his deck, I bet. Imagine he wins with just combat damage. But you never know. It could be a Tim deck because it untaps itself. When you cast a colorless thing. I wonder, like, how does one determine what they wrap the cards in? Like, this one was in wax paper and this one was in plastic. Why the fuck is there a difference? Well, this game will be much faster, higher power level. Field of the Dead. Hell yeah. Let's get our tapped lands out of the way. Bam. Bob's your uncle. I just realized I don't have like much going on in terms of synergy. Other than like I saw the Ghoulish Impetus, I had a rock and a bunch of lands, like good enough. Didn't bother looking at like how else my game's gonna form. I mean, getting my commander on turn 3 ain't bad. I'm gonna be doing something. Little doggo skeleton. And then it comes with Bear Umbra, Realm Walker, Solemn Simulacrum. I'm not a like I don't play Solemn that often. When I do, it's for like a very niche reason because I think it's a shitty card. But like I play 3 of those cards pretty consistently. Not a bad one, but the sweet one was the Deadpool one. Still pretty chafed about the whole Marvel secret lair. I missed out on it. Got trapped in the the queue and didn't get my copies. So if I want to pick them up, I have to pay like $300 for something I should only have to pay $150 for. Pretty bitter about it. If you can't tell. Sure. That's again. Hold on to this Windswept piece after I drew this Tatyova. Let's see if I could hold on to this so I can see 2 cards with it. If we can. Like, if I don't get another land, then I'll have to play it because I want to play my commander on curve. Nice. Harmless Offering. It's kind of fun. It's a little baby great white with legs. His name's Jeff. Isn't Jeff just the cutest, most adorable, cuddly baby? The biting means he likes you. Nice. I actually love the unique Deadpool card that comes in this set. It's super good. We've never had a legendary creature that neuters other people's commanders before. And by neuter, I mean like uh, robs it of all the keyword abilities, and then it's just stuck in play until it dies. I mean, they can pay 3 to sack it and let us all draw cards. What's not to love about that? Bello is on board. Let's see what his first enchantment. No, just probably gonna come up next. Guy's having a really good start because he plays a can't be countered. There is a way you could build this and you just fill the deck with these things so you could get a leg up, but like I'm not a fan of that kind of strategy. Okay, we drew a colored source. All right, we get to hang on a little bit longer. Black, blue, Teval in action, baby. Pay blue. Did I not pay blue? Weird. Next turn, I can Yoga. Probably draw some synergy pieces to, bob in and out of my graveyard, so you net more than just one. Oh, nice. That's like a second spell tribalist. Both those things trigger on the second spell. Pretty nifty. Does it shoot things? 3 damage to any target. Nice. That's why the Bellow player went at him, because it could kill the Bellow. No problem. Pretty consistently. And that deck definitely depends on Bellow being in play to function. Brown Ravager. That's not a bad target for Impetus. I wonder how long they've had the Deadpool thing planned before all the drama with Ryan Reynolds came out. Nice. This is one of my favorite setups. Double damage output. Yeah, he's doubling down on beating on the guy that can shoot his thing off. Classic. Yeah, you gotta take your beats. For the good of the table. Fortunately for the Bellow player, he's got mana to spare. Nice. Drew another fetch land. Play Tayova. See if we can find a land. And I'll hit the guy on the right because, well, he's the strongest, and I kind of feel bad. Let's share the love, so maybe I'll incentivize this guy to split up the beats. Ooh, yeah, Scalding Tarn, so we could draw twice. Hell yeah. Ooh, we're actually really close to Feel the Dead being turned on, too. 2 lands away, or is it 8? 7. Yeah, we're 2 lands away. That feels good. Much better game than last time. Like 8 mana if I sack the token. Ooh, Druid Purification. That's what I'm talking about. We all pick the same shit. This will probably blow up all of this guy's shit here. That's awesome. We are all gonna blow up your stuff, I'm sure. You will choose one of the things that have already been chosen. That way he doesn't lose as much, but he's gonna lose 3 things here from one spell. There's no way that like he chooses my Arcane Signet over the bullshit going on over there. Do we know the votes? I want to know so we hit multiple things. Oh, right. I'd like to hear what the other 2 responded because I want to know what's getting targeted. So I don't want to double up on the targets. I don't know what else has been picked. Like the gratuitous has to go. Enchantment. Chris. You do green. Okay. Yeah, we doubled up. Tried to maximize it. Didn't work out. Because, I don't know, Chris is playing from his home TV or something. Doesn't have a keyboard. Player's gone. Oh. Just good old fashioned one-on-one game. I wonder if I beat this guy. I mean, he's got all the cool triggers going on over here. Oh, this has trample? Fuck. That really sucks. My ghoulish impetus is useless. Because I'm the only player here. Damn. Talk about a tough break. Well, I kind of want to look for things, so let's get the land that surveils. Rex Sage is nice. I guess I could take away the Soul Ring. Does this fly? Quick second game. Baseland. Six. We are one land away from um, making zombie tokens. Oh, we got it actually. Windswept and do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 doesn't matter. 5 is okay. So let's get our triome. Maybe not. Keep trying good stuff. Steward of the Harvest. I wish I had to strip mine in my graveyard. We are close to locking just him out of the game, period. We could two options. Take away the Soul Ring so he has less mana to work with and he can't double up as easily. Or we play the War Chief and make it a little harder for him to attack into us. I guess the safer play is, doing the guaranteed thing. Decrease his mana output. And I mean, this is still a lot of fodder to block. And I would throw it in front of this. That means killing it. It's getting kind of low. Try about that. It's a little bit bigger. I have 10 power in play. It's fine. We'll block the shit out of this. Okay. I could just take it. I got 5 commander damage, and I could make my stuff bigger. But then he just blocks, so the trade's better. Let's see if he's got a trick. Didn't have it. Okay. I guess he didn't think I would block with all that. His own Field of Dead. Um, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to play the land first before I wasteland him. Don't really need that. I guess it's not bad because I could move down the line, but I don't have a way to draw it, so I'm just throwing a graveyard. Should I wastelanded first? It's got 2 blue sources, 2 green sources. It's a ways away from getting to that, but let's take away. I feel like green's a very important resource to him. Yeah, I kind of, when I build decks, I try to use all aspects of a card. It's like it's a landfall, zombie, um, reanimator deck, all rolled into one. All right, let's drop the bomb on him. I guess I don't have to play this yet because if he has a board wipe, I'm screwed. What would be better here? Obelisk Verd, and then you can't blink off my stuff. But then I can't block. I'm at 30 life. We're good. Let him hit me with his 3 damage and board. Undead War Chief's just like too good. Way too good. All the pieces of yeah. I'm also like in terms of like a life philosophy, I hate wasting food. Or just waste in general pisses me off in general. But yeah. I see it all the time at like work and stuff, and I'm just like, God, it's something wrong in the world. Ooh, nice. My obelisk's gonna die here. Gonna flicker the druid. He's on death's door though. I have a bunch of 6/5s. I guess they get a lot smaller once the obelisk goes. Ooh, he could play mind games. He could vote for Arcane Signet, thinking because I don't know what people are voting for. You know what? I bet he went Arcane Signet. Thinking I would pick Obelisk. Damn it. Maybe that was a stupid bet to make because he needed the Obelisk to go no matter what. So like he was at least going to get rid of the piece he wants gone. That was really stupid of me. Now I look back at it. Just killed my Arcane Signet for no reason, really. 6, 7, 8. I have enough, so let's get the other land that surveils. Argmaw. Let's say get milled, so graveyard. Balls to the wall. I miscounted. I counted my Windstep teeth. Whatever. It ain't looking too hot for him. Say Bayou and Breeding Pool. Stuff all taps for all the colors. And I can take away these two lands. Maybe shuffle my graveyard away. In that case, let's draw a card. Wasn't expecting the respite. Nope, he's got a block now. Otherwise he dies. Depends on what he values more. Honestly, I think that attack of his really screwed the pooch. Where I traded off all my rinky-dink things I didn't really care about for this commander. He's been on the back foot ever since. If he would have waited a little bit longer, it would have been a bad outcome anyways. Like I would have kept going wider. And we got there. Nice. Well, I like wrapping up early. Means I get to get a good amount of rest and sleep for the night. Thanks for watching, Reckman. Rightful One. And B. Who else is in here? Let's go look before I sign off for the night. There's at least one other individual, so I appreciate your time. Tomorrow we're going to be playing the last Commander decks. Nerev, he's the Mardu commander. It's a unique build. It's been actually taking me a while to close out and finish building it because, well, you want a bunch of different tokens, all the tokens, and you just want all the colors of the rainbow. Something that's kind of unique and something I thought of recently is like someone was bragging to me about how great he is, and you could run different colored soldiers, and it doesn't work like that. Nerev only cares about the name of the card, so let me pull it up so you can look at it. Called the Horde. So he attacks exile number of cards equal to differently named. So like there are multiple variations of soldiers. There's like black, or white, red, and white different soldiers that all have soldier. So you don't want those. It doesn't net you more cards. They have to be uniquely named. It doesn't care if they're different in color. So I'm just, finding one of everything and just trying to throw it in here. It's a bitch and a half of a build because people don't like to spend a lot of time sifting through cards, and it's kind of like Volo in terms of like the amount of time investment you have to look through everything to find one unique token generator, and then you just scratch off the rest. So you want to pick the best of that token generation type, and that's why it's taking me so long to build him in particular. And then I'm building a non-budget version of him, so that means I get access to more cards, which means I have a new list of like better options to pick from. So I'm kind of worried that I might not even be able to finish building this by tomorrow, but the goal is, build both of the budget and non-budget versions of this list. The I'm almost done with the non-budget. I'm at 85 cards, so I'm not too far away. Yeah, yeah, I do too. It just depends on what I got time for. So I like to stream at 9. I might stream later in the day if I don't finish these. If I could reasonably finish up building these um, tomorrow during the day. I have a really low day of work tomorrow. For whatever reason, they just haven't been scheduling clients with me. So I've been just kind of acting like a float nurse, been driving all over God's green earth to see clients to meet productivity, but like there's still not enough people to be seen, I guess. So I'm salaried. They pay me no matter what. Um, that's kind of their problem, not mine. I do the best I can to, I'm supposed to see 7 points worth of clients a day. And like tomorrow, I only have 2.5 scheduled. So like I'm basically collecting a good chunk of my paycheck for doing nothing tomorrow, which means I have more time to build this deck. I might do some computer based trainings for work, but like I only got a handful of those left because I've been pretty on top of it. Yeah, the ones that are cheap because they make uniquely named tokens or copies, so that's also ideal. But I've been trying to pick token generators that are also engines, like something you could repeatedly get over and over again in case like your tokens die. So like a good example of that is Elspeth. If all the soldiers go away, because the going wide strategy is the one big problem you have to worry about is board wipes. And then like if I'm building a deck where every card makes a unique token, I won't have access to them again in most scenarios. So I'm kind of building it in a greedy way. I could go like a spell slinger and it would be more efficient for the early game because a mana investment per body, it's doable when you go spell slinger, which means your early game with this first attack trigger will be super strong. But then your mid to late game gets a lot weaker because you have a deck full of just not very powerful cards. So I'm choosing the latter of building an engine, having a slower start, but a stronger mid to late game because I prefer consistency. And like when you play in these, you know, lower bracket decks, the games are longer. So being able to go longer is more important. All right. So thanks for watching. Everyone have a good night. Take care now.